All right, let's jump right into it. Today's explainer is an incredibly fascinating dive into the lived experience and century-tested philosophy of a woman named Hattie May. We're not looking at some sterile clinical trial or a laboratory study today. Instead, we are examining the daily habits and deeply held convictions of a woman who has walked this earth for more than a century. We're going to visually break down her exact dietary staples and her ultimate overarching philosophy on what actually keeps a human being thriving for that long.
Okay, let's dive into this. 108. Just let that number sink in for a second. Hattie May is 108 years old. That sheer length of time means she has been actively testing her own dietary theories, day in and day out, across multiple eras of human history. She's essentially a living, breathing testament to a very specific way of fueling the body, one that relies entirely on what she calls food that comes from the earth, long before modern diet culture was even a thing.
Now, right out of the gate, we've got to establish Hattie's attitude. She famously says, "Every doctor who ever told me to watch my cholesterol is dead and gone." I mean, wow. She has this deeply rebellious, folksy attitude toward commercial diets, fancy medical degrees, and modern nutritional warnings. Now, of course, we're keeping a neutral distance on her specific medical claims here. After all, what works for Hattie might not work for everybody. But her steadfast defiance, that is absolutely crucial to her story. She completely ignores modern food commercials, opting instead for the wisdom passed down from her great-grandmother.
So, to make sense of our century of wisdom, here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. 108 years of defying doctors. 2. Misunderstood morning staples. 3. Earth's natural medicine cabinet. 4. Brain, muscle, and gut. And 5. The real longevity engine. Let's get right into step 1.
Section 1. 108 years of defying doctors. Just tracing her life through history is wild. Hattie was born right around the end of the First World War. She watched a man walk on the moon in 1969, and now she's navigating a world where, as she puts it, phones talk to you. It's essential to remember that her perspective on food was formed long before television commercials started selling us things in brightly colored boxes. She emphasizes that throughout all these decades, she has seen a whole lot of foolishness regarding what people put into their bodies.
All right, moving to section 2, misunderstood morning staples. Now, what's really interesting about this is the stark contrast between conventional advice and her reality. For 50 years, we were warned that coffee would give you a heart attack and that egg yolks would clog your arteries. But Hattie's reality? Actually, scratch that, it completely flips the script. She believes black coffee is a necessary biological trigger, and that the whole egg is the most perfect food ever made. She has literally ignored half a century of cholesterol warnings, claiming instead that worrying is what actually causes heart attacks.
Breaking down her specific claims, Hattie drinks 1 strong cup of black coffee every single morning. No sugar, no chemical creamer, which, by the way, she jokingly calls the devil's work. She points out that its antioxidants act as a direct message for the body to get to work. As for eggs, she eats 2 every morning, yolk and all, specifically noting the choline for the brain and lutein for the eyes. And in true unconventional fashion, she proudly fries them in bacon grease, stating her heart is still ticking just fine. In her view, these aren't dangerous vices at all, they are biological packages of power.
Section 3, Earth's natural medicine cabinet.
Food number 3 for Hattie is berries. She calls them God's candy. We're talking blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. She eats a handful every single day. She highlights that they provide sweetness without that fast, nervous sugar that just rots you from the inside out. But the real magic, according to Hattie, is in the polyphenols. She actually recalls her father's rule, the medicine is in the color. Just as the deep colors protect the fruit out in nature, she believes those exact same compounds protect the human body by keeping inflammation way down. Think about that the next time you're deciding between a colorful bowl of fruit and some highly processed snack.
Which brings us to her secret morning treat. She describes it so beautifully. Tastes like dirt and magic. Now, she's not talking about the sugary chocolate you grab at the grocery checkout counter. She's talking about raw, bitter, dark cacao powder.
She literally puts 1 spoonful of this raw cacao right into her black coffee every morning. Why? Well, it all comes down to a specific compound called PQQ. Exactly as she describes it, PQQ tells your body to make new mitochondria, which are essentially your cellular spark plugs. At 108 years old, she attributes her mental fire and her awakened brain to this specific bitter daily ritual. If you ever feel that mid-morning brain fog creeping in, this cellular energy target might be exactly what you're missing. Section 4. Brain, muscle, and gut.
Let's map out her major physical builders. These are the heavy hitters. First up, we've got fatty fish, sardines and salmon. While a lot of people worry about mercury these days, Hattie imparts that she'd rather risk that than have a brain that can't remember her children's names. She relies on the EPA and DHA fats to keep her brain engine from rusting and to keep sadness away. Next is grass-fed red meat. She completely dismisses the modern warnings against it, claiming your body desperately needs the iron, B12, and carnitine to keep your blood strong. Finally, fermented foods, what she grew up calling sauerkraut, pickles, and buttermilk, which load the whole system up with good bacteria.
Her perspective on red meat is just incredibly vivid. She says, "A cow is just a machine for turning grass and sunshine into strength." It's such a beautifully simple, unconventional way to look at the food chain. Hattie firmly believes that when older folks feel weak and tired, it isn't simply because they're getting older, it's because they lack this direct power from the earth, opting instead for highly processed alternatives or just relying on chicken breast and tofu. And this brilliantly illustrates her approach to digestion, which relies on this super simple garden metaphor. If you have a sick gut, it's like a garden full of weeds, which inevitably leads to illness. But a happy gut, that's like good soil. You have to actively replenish that soil with living foods, fermented items that put the good bacteria right back in. As she says, a happy gut is a happy life. Section 5. The real longevity engine.
We've covered the physical food, but to truly understand Hattie, we have to look past the plate. Hattie makes this really profound distinction between the fuel and the engine. The coffee, the berries, the red meat, the cacao, that's merely the fuel you put into your physical body. But the engine? The engine is your spirit, your mindset, and the state of your heart. Her ultimate realization is this: you can eat all the perfect organic, grass-fed foods in the entire world, but if your internal engine is broken by bitterness or despair, you will still get sick.
So the crucial point is her spiritual rule book for longevity. These are the practices that keep her engine running smooth. You have to have a reason to get up in the morning. You must surround yourself with people to love. And more importantly, you have to forgive people so bitterness doesn't take root in you. She says you have to laugh even when it hurts, take the time to sit on the porch and just watch the sun go down, and maintain a little faith and thankfulness for another day. Guys, this is the heavy emotional weight of 108 years of lived wisdom.
Which leaves us with this final, frankly provocative thought to consider. We spend so much time optimizing our diets, tracking our macros, and arguing over cholesterol and the latest superfoods. But looking at Hattie's century of life, we really have to ask ourselves, are you feeding just your body, or are you fueling your engine? Are you nurturing your spirit as carefully as you curate your diet? It's a massive challenge from a 108-year-old woman. And honestly, it just might change the way you look at your next meal and your next morning.